Hello everyone, and welcome to another unboxing from Always Play Blue. Today we're going to take a look at the 2 to 6 player game Lizard Wizard, designed by Glenn Drover and published by Forbidden Games. This was my girlfriend's first backed Kickstarter last year, and she sent me a message and said she'd backed it, and I took a look at it, and then I didn't think too much of it. I think I'd passed it already in the when I was looking on Kickstarter for other games to back. But I took a closer look after she mentioned it, and was quite wowed by the components that they were sort of presenting that would be included in this game. So I'm very interested in going through this unboxing today and seeing what is under the lid, and we've also got the Deluxe component box to do after this as well. So first off, we've got the achievement tiles and a couple of spare coins on the side there. These are you pick 4 of those at random at the beginning of the game, and then they're sort of like extra achievements you can earn. Here are all the cardboard coins. So you've got the 3 denominations of the gold coins, 1, 5, and 10, and then I think there's 6 denominations of the mana tokens. They're the blue ones you see there. And then we get onto the reagents. So these are sort of the materials you're collecting from the forest to be able to cast spells and gain mana and stuff. They're really small tokens. They're going to be fun to punch. And then we've got the player boards here. There's 6 of these, I think. So sorcery is going to be my one because he's a blue guy. And these are just kept. Everything else is open information, like the cards you've got and the reagents you've collected. But you keep your gold coins and your mana tokens hidden because mana is used for a bidding section of the game, and I think gold just because it can be used to score points at the end. So it's nice to hide that information. But yeah, so there's 6 boards you just sort of put up in front of you, and then we have the first of the 2 boards. So this top section is sort of like it's sort of the economy of the game, and the tokens move up and down there and are worth certain amounts based on where they sit when you trade them in. I saw a lot of people complaining about this sort of fold over of the words on the board. We'll see what the main one looks like where it meets up in just a second if I can get this open. But this is the second section of the board is the bigger section, and it just has all the layouts for all the cards really. So you got your spell sections at the bottom right, your familiars there, the dungeon at the bottom left, and then at the top you've got your wizard towers and your wizard cards. Odd that there's nowhere for the reagent cards to sit. They're the only deck of cards that don't sit on the board. Here's the manual, nice and small ish. When comparing it to sort of the big AEG square ones, it's a nice size to hold. It's quite straightforward as well. It breaks everything down, sort of gives you the turn order there, and then it looks like it breaks down each of those. It's a nice flow to it. Score sheets, we like them. When there's games that have like multiple sort of point salary games, it's nice to have a score sheet. Shame they're not double sided. I do like it when they do double sided. Just can get through them. And now we have the inserts. I don't think they're game trays. Like I said, my girlfriend backed this, so I haven't been keeping an eye on the. I didn't keep an eye on the Kickstarter as much as I would have if it was one I backed. But so I don't think they're game trays. They normally brand them on the top, but that's nice to hold all the coins and the reagents. And then these are wow. So when you earn an achievement token, one of the 4 in the game, it's worth 10 points. And they've just made this little model here so you give it to the player when they get the achievement. And there was a stretch goal. I remember that there was a stretch goal to make them glow in the dark as well. And this, my God, that's the biggest first player marker I've ever seen. That would stop a truck. And it's blue, so I can't knock it. But that is huge. I think the screen printing on that was another stretch goal. That's sort of a regular with Kickstarters. And then we get into the cards, and as you can see, there are sort of your standard cards. There's a few packs of them. So the reagents cards and the dungeon cards are what I would class as your normal size cards, and then everything else is just massive. So the reagent cards, you go through those. You have 3 in your hand, and you pick 3 of the items at the top because some of them have more than 3 on them, and that's the reagents you'll get that turn. And then the blue section is where you bump them up on that track we saw earlier, so that sort of makes them worth more for anyone trading in. Then these are the dungeon. Oh, these are bonus. Oh, okay. This must have been like a stretch goal or something. It's like a magical forest add-on. I really like the artwork for this. This is really cool. There's like 2 different styles though. There's the sort of the wizards and that. I can't remember the name of the artist now, but they're sort of more like a fairy tale look to it. But then that sort of the dungeon cards look more cartoony. Yeah, really nice. So that's just maybe just like a little add-on. I think there's about 10 to 13 cards there maybe, and these are the main the main dungeon cards. So the dungeon section is you can choose to, when you take a familiar, which we should look at later on, you can go dungeon diving, and this is a push. This game's got a lot of different mechanics in it. There's bidding, there's push your luck, there's hand management. But for the dungeon, yeah, you just keep pushing your luck and going deeper to try and get treasures without being taken up by monsters. 2 hits and you lose everything. And now we got onto the big cards. So these are the spell cards, and these are used. I think there's 2 types of spell cards. You get one kind that is an immediate effect, so you cast it and then flip the card over, you're done. And you can see on the front of that one, I'll take a look when I flip it back over. Really nice design on the back there. So yeah, 1 times you do that spell and you're done. And then if you get the sort of circular recycle sign, you cast a spell and then you put it in front of you, and that is a continuous effect for the rest of the game. And then I think there's lots of things to do with the schools of magic. I think there 6 schools of magic, like sorcery, necromancy, and almost all of the cards, the big cards, have the schools in the top corner. I think there's a lot of cross scoring, so you pair up wizards and towers, but also familiars and spells can score where they match up. But I really like the designs on the back, and the artwork on the front is beautiful. So that's the towers. So yeah, you pair up a tower and a wizard from the same school and you get sort of bonus points. If you can do any wizard to any tower, you get sort of half of that. So that's the towers there in the green, wizards there, really nice. And then there's another pack. I don't think I've got sleeves for those. They're quite big, big card size. And then the purple ones, the familiars. So they're what you use. You can see on the bottom there, you've got 4 choices. You can either refresh the spells with the new research. You can collect some more ingredients and cast as many spells as you can afford. You can use them to score based on the symbols in the top right. And then the one I like to do is the dungeon delve. Yeah, so that is everything in sort of the core box with some of the fancier stretch goal things. Yeah, just a really nice, it's a beautiful looking game. The insert's fantastic. So let's take a look at the new stuff. So this is the premium components, and it affects just the coins, mana tokens, and the reagent tokens. I mean, those cards that we looked at a minute ago, they're pretty good quality as it was. I don't think they can be made any better. It's a shame that this doesn't come in a single box. But I guess you've got that main box for all the cardboard stuff, and then if you want the extra, you get this. So we've got 6 player mats. Now these don't replace anything like a border, they're just an extra thing. And then these are all the tokens. So that's the Newt's Eye, and I forget the names of all the rest of them. Really nice sort of chunky wooden tokens. Yeah, we've got some 3D printed tokens for some other games, but I really like the thicker wooden ones, especially with the screen printing on them. So there's one of everything there. I won't get them all out. But yeah, really nice. And what else we got there? That's Mandrake, I want to say. Bright orange. And some mushroom. There's a lot of them. And then we go on to... Now, I've seen a few unboxings. We're quite late with this getting it in the UK. But I did see people complaining about these coins. And I can kind of see what they're on about, because the sizes aren't massively different. And they almost feel like they need to be dry brushed to show up the number and some of the detail there. I think there's like 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. I do like that they put the little sign, the sort of the shape in the middle. So if you can sort of learn that, you can see the 100 there is a cross, and the one before was a star. So they've all got a different shape in the middle. But yeah, those numbers don't show up brilliantly. I don't think it's a game changer. And then you've got the gold coins as well. That's the 5s there. They're hexagonal. And then you've got the gold coins all in one bag there. And they're actually going to be more difficult to see, I think, because they look like they're all the same size. So you've got 5 with a crow on it, 10 with a, I don't know if that's a hobgoblin or something, and then I think there's a 1 with a fox on, but they are all the same, very hard to see. And then you've got the player mats themselves. So we'll just roll this one out. So normally with just the base version, you just have the space in front of you, but this is quite nice. It's, you can put that in front of you. This is going to be a table hog, the board and these mats all together. But yeah, overall it's a really beautiful looking game. Looking forward to getting that to the table more. And that's Lizard Wizard. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more content, head over to Instagram @alwaysplayblue or check out the website alwaysplayblue.com. Thank you.